We are live.
Awesome. What's up, guys? Shawn Bowen, Full Circle Investment Group, wholesalingoutofthebox.com. But guys, this is our live stream. We are going to start doing this and try engaging with you guys a little more. So as this goes out to all of these different platforms, we're looking for you guys to give us some comments, right? Talk to us. I was gonna jump in here and talking about is exactly like the banner says, right? Marketing and why it's not boring as fuck. So the idea is to talk about why that works and what marketing works, right? And like today's market that works. Like we are using mail, we are cold calling, and we are using text blast. And this is what's doing deals, right? So guys, as you're coming in here, leave us a comment wherever you're coming in from. Ashley will put in the comment section for you guys. If you want to join and jump in here and ask some questions, please jump in here and do that. But go to that link so you can do it. And we'll be able to see who it is and who's writing us and be able to interact with you guys. Guys, I'm an interaction person. I love doing this kind of stuff, but I love to have the talk back and forth and talk with you guys and help you guys, right? So again, if you guys are just coming on, this is meant to be like a live setting and ask questions and keeping it 120% real, right? This is no fake bullshit talk. Like we're always real, guys, and that's what I want to try to keep with you guys. But we're talking to marketing, right? So marketing channels that we use we're using code enforcement, tax delinquent. We play inside of the probate world. We do those 3 to 4 different channels alone or get most of our deals, right? And it's not a big secret. This is the stuff that's open and people are talking about and engaging in doing. So you get them from the tax records or you get them from the code enforcement records down at the city. And then what is the process to do that? What is it that you're doing with how you're engaging them? Are you skip tracing them? Are you sending a text? Are you doing a mail piece? Are you doing all 3? What's your marketing budget, right? So again, guys, as you're coming on, come in here, go live and ask questions. Ashley will drop the link over here for us and you just share that link to yourself or for yourself and you can go in and Ashley can add you here and we can get you to talk and engage with us. So we're talking about marketing and that's what we're looking to really deep dive into. And everybody's so scared about it's a big deal and COVID is real, but we're still closing deals, right? And we're still doing real estate. Don't let that stop you guys. Like this is a downtime for real estate, but this is also a time where everybody's at home, right? So it's better than now than ever is when you're engaged and you're engaged to the phone. Everybody's literally looking at this thing all the time, right? So it could get a text message across it. It could get a cold call across it, right? And having that conversation, right? Like what's going on? What are you looking to sell today? Are you interested in selling today? And the marketing pieces matter, like split test them. So if you're sending out, some people are talking about postcards, some people are talking about letters. We do a letter. Our response rate on that letter is hovering right around 3 to 4%, right? We've been playing in the text game world or the text world, and we've been in there less than 60 days. So we haven't generated that KPI yet, but we're doing a deal that we just got under contract just recently from that, right? We know that much, that it was a lead that went out, text message went out, it was a follow-up text message, they went on an appointment, they got the contract, and now we're in the middle of, selling the deal. So that's another one that just an example of showing that it works, right? You've just got to consistently market. When people come in here and they say, I don't know what I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to spend, I don't know how much I'm going to spend, right? That's a for yourself. Let's just say you have $500, okay? And let's engage the $500 into some systems and processes where you don't have to. The main things I say you have to have, and this is just because it made life a lot easier for us, was we had a CRM, we had a call system, and those are the first 2 things that allowed us to be organized and allowed us to do deals. So this is something, guys, that a lot of people talk about, but then they don't follow through with. And that's what we're looking to do is What are you doing as marketing that it's allowing you to keep these deals coming in? You can't, and what I say is like your marketing efforts cannot be, I'm going to do it one big blast and send 1,000 mailers, maybe get a bunch of phone calls, but now you've spent all your marketing budget and you can't do another round of mailers, or you can't do another round of text messaging. Cold calling is easy. You pick up the phone and call, right? But tracking that, what does it look like when you say, I'm going to go out and get so many leads today, whether that be data mining online, whether it be driving for dollars, whether it be just online with Facebook Marketplace, right? You'd be surprised at just digging through there and what you could pull out. The other thing is like there are no excuses of why you can't do this business. There's plenty of time. Everybody's got the same amount of time in the day, having life, kids, all that's part of it. But you got to commit the time and do it consistently, right? So that you get the results. And that's a big, big thing. You're either consistent or non-existent. And then that's right there in front of you. That's awesome. That is one of the statements I say all the time. If you're not consistent, you're non-existent. You're not there. Nobody knows who you are. We had, I think Jacob went live today and talked about, we had an old lead from probably more than a year ago where the guy ripped the letter back out and called us. And if we didn't have our systems and processes set up, we wouldn't be able to go back to any of that and know that, right? And that's what gets very frustrating in this business is you don't track your numbers, you don't have a target to hit, you don't know where you're going. And then let's say you're in it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and it's just, I don't know what to do. It's not real. And business is bullshit, right? It's just because you don't know your numbers, right? So if at the bare minimum you track your numbers, you would say, I know how many leads I have. I know how many calls I made, right? And then track what kind of calls they were. I had 4 people tell me to piss off. I had 2 people tell me they were interested. I had 1 person tell me yes, okay? Take that number and then do it again, right? That is huge. That is now starting to give you a KPI, right? And that gives you some numbers. So set up a target, and it can be massive, and you can work your way back down off of it and get realistic with it, right? A lot of people say, like, I ask them, what do they want to make in a year? And they go, I want to make $100,000. All right, cool. What does that look like if you break it down per month? What does that look like if you break it down per week? What is that if you break it down per day? And what does that look like when you break it down per hour, right? Guys, I don't come from money, right? And I'm not anything special here, right? I'm not the smartest person, but at the same time, I also know what has to be done, right? And I know that if I set a target and I go after to hit it, at least I've got something to aim for because I've worked my way backwards to it, right? So here's one thing I'd say everybody needs to focus on. Give yourself a goal, right? Everybody's always talking about like, I got this goal, I got that goal, but what are you doing to actually try to hit it? So set it, write it down, take the numbers, reverse engineer it, right? So if we do that math real quick, let's go $100,000 divided by 12 months. That's $83.33. So $8,333, right? Let's take that and we'll divide it by 4. And we'll say that's $2,000 a week. So $2,083 and divide that by 7 days. That's $300 a day, right? And then if you break it down per hour, you can get down to the hour. So it's, can it be a number that's obtainable, right? Back yourself into it. So now knowing your marketing is what you're going to spend, right? How much are you going to spend on marketing to consistently spend? I'd rather hear guys say, I'm going to spend $500 for the next 90 days and commit $1,500 to be consistent with that and then track their numbers. And then let's look what that looks like as you're going through it, right? Guys, all of this matters. How you talk to sellers, how you engage with sellers as far as like the way you guys talk back and forth, the questions you ask specifically, all this matters, right? You could take one of our acquisitions guys and put them in the same place you are, and they're more knowledgeable, right? So they're going to do better, quicker, faster, but they all had to start somewhere, right? So marketing also, I say, what about appointment for practice, right? Everybody talks about driving for dollars. What about appointment for practice where you're going in on an appointment and getting the jitters out? What's it feel like talking to sellers, right? What does it feel like walking into somebody's home? You have no idea who they are and having a conversation with them like you knew them your entire life. What does that feel like, right? And what does that look like as you get uncomfortable, right? One of the big things I always talk about is get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? That's pushing you outside of your boundaries, and what you feel internally is going to come out, right? So how does that show across when you're talking to a seller? Are you uneasy? Can you walk through a house, be comfortable? Can you know where you're going and what you're looking for in order to do that? So all of this is all part of marketing to be able to get back to how you do your marketing and how you track it. Guys, I can only say it. Business is not hard, but there's some really nerdy stuff you have to pay attention to in order to be successful. And that's one of the big issues that I want to talk about on Friday, right? So Ashley will put the link up here for you. I think some other guys went in. Our guys went in today. I went in earlier and left a link for you guys to talk about. But jump in there Friday with us and let's talk about it. It's a 2-hour online deal. If you want to stay for half, that's fine. But the idea is to get in and talk about marketing for the first half of it and talk about what that looks like, how to set it up, how to track these numbers, what specifically we're looking for. And then the second hour, we go in and we talk about sales. We do some role playing, right? What is it like to talk to a seller on the phone and have a conversation like this, right? What does it feel like, and how do you know that feeling when the seller's like, "Hey man, you called me. You're the one that sent me the text, and you're the one. I'm just returning your call. You said you wanted to buy my home. So what do you want to pay for it?" Right? What does that feel like? Right? How do you get over that hurdle of what it feels like when you don't know what to say, or maybe it's your first time, right? So if you're doing that with us in this setting, it allows you to get the jitters out, right? And get that uneasy feeling off of the table so that it's not the first time you get smacked with it, and it's not the first time a door gets slammed in your face, right? And when those hurdles come up, you know what the objection feels like. And then you know how to talk to a seller to get the wall down, right? What does it feel like to get the wall down? Because when we all get on the phone, what does it feel like when you're talking to I don't know, we all got sales guys that calls us and the reps that call us, and they're all calling at dinner time, right? So what does it feel like to get that out of the way? And can you get past that hurdle? Because guys, people do business with people they like, they trust. And that's what this other part about is that they miss that. They just want to talk about the number, right? How many bed, how many bath, how many square footage, the roof, the windows. Guys, all that matters, right? But you can't even get to that conversation if you don't know the marketing that you have to do to get there, right? And if you're not tracking it, and then you go for 1, 2, 3 weeks, you don't know what it feels like. Well, you know what it feels like because it's frustrating. You're like, I haven't gotten a deal, right? So, guys, leave me some comments. Talk to me. Tell me where you're out there from. You're watching. Looks like we've got a few people in here watching. Jump in here and leave us some comments. Is this something that would be helpful to you guys? Is talking here now something that we can do, or you want to go live and come on and ask some questions and tell us what your issues are that you're running into? What are some of the things that you feel as though maybe you've been in the game for a minute and you've run across these issues and you don't know what it feels like, or you do know what it feels like and you're just like, man, this is crazy. So let's jump in here, throw your questions in wide open. We're going to try to be here until about 6:15. We're trying to do these in like 30-minute windows, try to give you guys some talk and some interaction. We're going to start doing these we're trying to do them on Mondays and Wednesdays, or we're working on that. I don't know yet, but we're going to try to set that up for you and be consistent with it, just like we are with our marketing, right? We're consistent with our marketing. We want to be consistent with these types of things as well to engage with you guys and try to get some interaction going on, right? I think we've got this platform over on Virginia Wholesale Real Estate. We've got it on Opportunity. We've got it in our public pages, and we will soon have a YouTube page up, and we're building a podcast for you guys as well. So there's going to be a lot coming down the pike here shortly where we are going to be able to engage with you guys a lot and try to help you. So let us know where you're from. Does this resonate with you guys? Is this something where you feel like you've done some marketing and you just didn't get the result? Or have you done some marketing and you've gotten on the phone, and what did it feel like? Right? Can anybody give us some feedback on that? we've got one question over here from Vanessa. What tracking software do you use? So we use a CRM called Podio. That's Podio, and that CRM stands for Customer Relation Management Site, and that allows us to put all of our data in one spot. It's a very pretty Excel doc. Is basically the short and sweet of it. So that's what we use for that. That's a good question. Guys, that's something that if you want to start with it, anything works, right? Excel doc works. Anything to track, right? But then also you need the follow-up. Just because the seller today says they don't want to sell doesn't mean they won't sell in the future, right? So what reminds you to follow up with that seller? The first sale on the first touch is not done in the first touch, right? That is done over 5, 6, 7 touches is when all that goes down. So that's not something. If you can get that first sale in the first try or the first call, give me a ring. Let's talk. We need to work together, because I've been in this game for a long time. That's very, very low percentage of actually happening. So be ready for that. Be ready for the no, I'm not ready today, or no, I'm not ready right now. It could be 2, 3, 4 weeks, 2 months, 5 months, a year down the road that person decides to call you back and says, hey, I'm interested in selling. And do you have the information saved somewhere in a system that allows you to go back and look at that, right? I'm looking to start in wholesaling, but I'm completely lost on where to get a purchase and selling contract. Any tips? Yes. So I always say to anybody looking to get contracts, I would highly recommend an attorney, local real estate friendly attorney in your area. It doesn't say who the person is, but it says Facebook user. So what I'm looking for is what attorneys, right? Because if you get the doc, do you know how to fill it out? Do you know the correct information that needs to be in the doc, and specifics and where they go and what that contract means? The good, the bad. Do you have clauses that protect you? Do you have clauses that protect the seller? Do you have clauses that protect the buyer? Knowing what that contract means on the purchase and sale, as well as what it means on the assignment. Do you know all that stuff, right? That's what the attorney will help you with. Guys, there's a lot of information out there on YouTube, and really good information, but you're going to want that relationship with an attorney. So take the time to reach out to local, I don't know where those people are, but local real estate investment groups. You will find probably 2 or 3 investor-friendly attorneys. If you're here in Hampton Roads, we've got a few that we can recommend to you. So reach out to us and let's get them to you. Do you always suggest paying for a home inspection? Paying for a home inspection as a wholesale contract or as a retail deal? I'm not sure your question. But if you're talking about the front end of like a wholesale, we don't pay for home inspections. We inspect the home as the person of buying as is, where is, with all of its faults, because you're going to go in and do like a quick overview of what it costs to do a rehab budget based on big ticket items: roof, windows, siding, foundation issues, kitchens, bath, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, floors, paint. Right. By the time you get there, you'll have a pretty big number of knowing what that should be. And then you should be able to reverse engineer your MAYA. So I'm not sure if that answered your question, but it's a good one. Hopefully we got that. These are good, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Guys, back over to the marketing. That was what we originally jumped on here for, was talking about marketing. What are you doing with marketing, right? Having the purchase and sale agreement is great. But if you don't have the phone ringing consistently, none of that matters. I have a lot of people asking me, Shawn, how do I get a buyer's list? My question is why do you care about buyers if you don't have a deal? Why do you care about what buyers are where if you don't have a deal, right? So when I say that, I say doing the reverse engineer of it is, in the beginning, go do your search of 180 days, 90 days, 60 days. And if even on Zillow, you'll be able to do that, like a big round search, and then figure out your numbers, right? The little bubbles will condense, and you'll start seeing little neighborhoods that'll pocket out. And then you go to those neighborhoods and you drive them if you're local to that area. If not, you got to do some heavy researching to figure out who bought and what they bought for, right? But if you do that research ahead of time, you're not taking a ball of mud and throwing it against the wall and hope it sticks. It's going to help you give a lot of direction, right? Why go to a neighborhood just because it's all run down? Why not go to a neighborhood where you know there's sales going on, and everybody says, well, where to find the buyers? Like, the bubbles of the sales showed you where the buyers were. If it's a really concerned issue, you can go drive those same neighborhoods and look for dumpsters, and then look at the permits in the windows, and there's the buyers. If you have a true deal, and when I say true deal, I mean under 70% loan to value, right? A really decent rehab budget that you know what that budget is, you will sell that deal no problem, right? That is true and tried through this entire business. A true deal will sell itself, right? But vetting your buyers is a big issue too. So we can talk a little bit more in detail about that on another one. But back over to the marketing, guys. We're talking about marketing and what it looks like, and how do we do it, right? So again, if you guys are live in here, join us. Ashley's got a link down running across here at wholesalingoutofthebox.com. If you go to the events section, you will see, I think it's 5/15 is the date for that. So it's this Friday, and sign up for the event. There's also a discount code. So go on and grab that discount code. Guys, it's like $34, $35 or something, and we're half pricing that, right? So go in, grab it, jump in here, and get some really good information and stuff you can walk away with. And hopefully, come back in the following week and join us on our Sunday calls that we do. Do a live Sunday Zoom call, and we jump in there every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. and just anything and everything gets asked. Doesn't matter. We have quite a few guys over there. We've got another question over here that says, what kind of content are you sharing in your marketing when you are not cold calling? So our mail piece is very simple and straight to the point. And it pretty much can fit anything. It says, hey, we noticed the property at 123 Main Street. We're interested in buying it. If you are interested in selling it, would you give us a call at this phone number? So it's a very neutral piece of mail. And it's just easy to fit. It's easy to read, right? And here's the other thing, guys, is we use letters. And we're in a letter where we send enough mail till we get it down to 88 cents a unit, but we could get it as cheap as $1.25. This is one of those things where people go, man, I can do it myself, and I can save money. So you have to remember time is money as well, right? So with the stamp, buying the envelopes, buying the paper, buying the ink, and then having to fold and stuff and lick and stick and go, I'm telling you guys, do that 1-2 times maybe, and you're done. It's not sustainable, right? And then you can get more out if you do online, right? So we have a mail house that takes care of ours. And it's funny how it's a letter that gets more attention than a postcard, right? A postcard, you can flip back and forth and you can read all the same information that you read in the letter. But psychologically, it's a commitment to the marketing piece. You're forced to open it. You're forced to pull it out. You're forced to unfold it. And now you read this, right? It's committed you into the process. And psychology shows that, even split testing shows, like numbers show, we will get a better response from a letter than we will a postcard. Not only that, but we've had our guys go on appointments and seen stacks of postcards and a little stack of letters, right? We get a better response from the letter. So you got to split test it and you got to try it, right? Just because one person online says, and don't even listen to me, try it and see what happens. We've done it multiple times. And it just gets a really good response. All right. If you guys are interested in that too, we have that marketing house available where we can get you guys that link and get you signed up, and you can pick from 2 letters and they'll do everything online. You upload your list and then they will do everything, right? Hands off completely. They will print it, they will stuff it, they will letter it, they will envelope it, they will stamp it, and they will send it. And we can get that as cheap as $1.25 a unit to start. So that's this is one of those other things that has to be done, right? Marketing has to be done, and it has to be done consistently so that your marketing piece is consistently going out. So reach out to us if you need help with that as well, and we'll get you that link so we can get you in there and get them linked up with you so that you can be consistent with your marketing. What other questions do we have over here? And see if we got anybody else interested. We got a few people watching us. They really like me. They listen to me. Guys, we try to stay in here, engage with you, and get as much information as we can to you. And just try to and really give you real information, right? The stuff you can use. I challenge people to go use this information, follow it completely, and then at the end of it, tell me it doesn't work. But here's the caveat. You have to track your numbers, you have to know your cost, and then you have to be able to have that KPI at the end of that 90 days with everything that we show. Show me that you don't do a deal, and let's figure out why. Two things will happen. Either you didn't follow that system completely, or your talk to the seller is not there yet, right? Those are the two main pieces that are going to play into this. You didn't send out enough mail, you weren't consistent with your mail, or the second one would be like your talk with the seller just isn't there yet, and you've got to get better at it, right? Guys, this is one of those games. You have to know your numbers, and knowing marketing numbers will get you the result that you want, and you will not go blind into any of it, right? And that's the fun part about it. And if you guys keep this as where it's fun, you'll have those conversations, right? The guy that's pissed off, you could probably change that call from being pissed off to a good call. Just depends on how you talk to the seller. You could get the guy that's just wasting your time. I get tons of these letters all the time, and I'm not interested in selling unless the right price. What's the right price? I don't know. You mailed me. Okay, 6. And usually what happens when you say that? You'll get a giggle. Maybe even people on here are laughing when I just said that, right? But that's the emotional response. That's what we're looking for. We want to take the wall down of you're the bad guy, I'm the good guy, right? I'm the bad buyer, you're the good seller. We want to get off that. We want to get off that chain, and we want to be able to have people interact with us. So we want to keep a real conversation going. So let's see what else we got over here, Ashley. Anybody else in here? So we got some guys going on and asking some questions. Guys, we'll keep it going here. We got a few more minutes, and try to keep this thing consistent. See if we can get some more questions in here. So guys, if you're just coming on, remember, check us out at wholesalingoutofthebox.com. We're just trying to keep this thing going and engage with you guys and answer some questions and see if we can help you guys with marketing questions specifically, right? Today I jumped on here to talk about marketing and what that looks like and how we market and what kind of response rate we get from our marketing. And if you guys are just hopping on, feel free to go to the link that Ashley put up here, and we can get you guys over here and you go live with some questions and hopefully ask you. Guys, don't be scared to jump in here, right? This is not a test. This is not to make you look bad. This is only to help. So if you guys are just jumping on, ask us some questions and tell us what you're dealing with marketing, or if you're just starting, you have no idea where to start. Let's talk about what that looks like. What do you want to do? What are you comfortable doing? What do you think you can do, right? You guys will see the link right here. Ashley's got it there. And then she'll have it over in the links in the background, over in the links on the different Facebook platforms, I think. So yeah, jump on here. Send the Facebook comments. And again, we are talking about why marketing is not boring as fuck. I love that statement. Because it's actually the bloodline of your business, right? Marketing is the heartbeat of your company. If marketing doesn't go out, you do not have leads. If you do not have leads, you don't have deals, right? That's a very simple process, a very simple procedure. If everything else were to slow down, if anything else were to blow up, I would have to have marketing going. I don't care. Whatever type, we'd have to have marketing going out. Or else you're literally doing all the heavy lifting yourself because you have no warm inbound. You're all cold outbound, right? And that could be business too. If you can do that and you can do it in a volume position. We have a few guys that we're working with that we know that do that. And we're talking 17,000 calls, guys, right? 10,000 calls, 20,000 calls, it's a lot of time invested there. So anybody else on here? Otherwise, we're going to kick off and call it a day. But I don't know if these things go live, if they're replayed or not. But either way, we're going to make this one of those things where we come back here and you'll see more of this. And we're going to try to bring people on and engage and have you guys talk with us and ask questions, right? So the goal here is to ask us and we'll try to help you with what we know, right? We can bring in some guys that do other things, let them talk to what they do. But for what we know, what we're good at, we know mail, we know text messaging, and we know cold calling, right? We know those numbers and they're very, very good. So guys, real quick, and before we jump off of here, does anybody want to go live and ask some questions, or anybody here that needs any specific help? If not, we're going to bounce. It's been a good week. Some good things brewing in the background, making some moves. We got a lot of things we're working on to bring to you guys. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a whole new world coming up. All right. So it looks like we're good. So guys, we're right here. We said we want to be right at 30 minutes and try to keep in here with you for a little bit. We're going to do these things and try to keep them a little more consistent for you. But otherwise, appreciate it. Remember, check us out at wholesalingoutofthebox.com. Remember, if you're not consistent, you're non-existent. It's a true statement, guys. You got to do the marketing in order to get the calls, and you got to be consistent with that marketing in order to stay in front of people. The squeaky wheel gets oiled. There is a code here, 50% off on the code. If you go do that link and you do join, SO515 is the code to get you 50% off. I think it's $34, which knocks it down to $17, I think. $17 for 2 hours worth of information that I promise you'll walk away with something. We do every single time. Every time somebody joins us, they always tell me that we're charging too little. But it's just to get the people to commit, right? There's people that will and won't, but that's an investment in yourself, right? It's a very small investment too. So we're looking forward to those people to join us, and looking forward to work with you guys, right? And hopefully help you guys get to that either first deal and or next deal, right? So that's what we're here for. Guys, always here. If you need us, wholesalingoutofthebox.com. You can reach me at Shawn Bowen. We're over on, where are we at? We got Virginia Wholesale Real Estate. We got Opportunity, and we'll have a YouTube page, right? So we'll talk to you shortly. Otherwise, see ya.